situations blow up and then they kind of die down.
Yes.
And it takes another situation to happen for, things to progress.
Yeah.
I'm Kiara, fashion stylist and owner of Capsule Boutique.
And I'm Alicia, actress, producer, and poet.
We're two friends
experiencing life's journey without judging it.
This is No Judgment.
What up, y'all? I'm Alicia.
I'm Kiara.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of No Judgment. So as you guys can tell by the title, we'll be talking about all things black today. Alright? I do understand that when we do have conversations about the black community, about black people as a culture, that it definitely brings about different controversial opinions and perspectives, but we're just here to share our own opinions and our own perspectives from us personally. So, with that being said, though, let's do a little positivity to it.
Okay, yes, positive vibes.
Okay, so 3 words that resonate with you when you hear the word black people, black community. How do you feel?
Okay. One of the first things I always think about is music. Our music. Growing up as a dancer, like, I just love the vibe you feel when you hear a good song, and I feel like in our community, like, music is essential. Definitely. And like the whole room will resonate. Like, if you're playing a good song, it's like in our blood. We gotta move, and it's like contagious. Like being in a room with people and we're all dancing and just vibing out, and we feel it, in the soul. In the soul. So definitely music. We are a strong people. Yeah. We are strong. We've had to be strong. You grow up as a child, you learn, we have to have a certain level of strength that other people might not have to have. And as an adult now, I realize, like, that's a good thing. It's a positive thing, and I think it's something we can all relate to. All black people know it's like you gotta have a little extra,
definitely
extra level of strength and resilience. So definitely that. And then we are creative. We're so creative, and we make it work. We find ways to make it work when all odds are against us, and that's our culture. We literally come from that, and so I am so grateful to be a part of that. And I think we all can tap into like a certain level of the creativity that within us. So what about you?
That was good.
What are your words? How are you feeling?
Wow, how do I feel? I love being black, y'all black. No, I would definitely say the first thing I would say soul. I definitely think us as a culture, community, we have a lot of soul when it comes to things, whether that be from our hairstyles, what we have to offer to the community as a culture. I feel like everything that we do adds a level of soul to anything that we touch with our food. Everything is just extra love. Just love when it comes to all that good stuff. I would also say inspiring. I think black people, we have inspired so many people with so many different creative ideas. Whether or not people want to admit it or not, we're definitely the foundation that started and really pushed forward for a lot of people to get their ideas out. But I definitely think we're very, very inspiring. I'm inspired as a black person all the time, and I see different creatives doing different amazing things from different levels. And the last thing I would say is love. It's like I love being black, I would say love, because when it comes, like you said, we've dealt with so much for so long, and I definitely think that us as a community, there's nothing like being in a room with black people and the love is there. When we have family reunions, family gatherings, celebrations, friends and family getting together, it's just an amazing thing. Even when you don't know people, sometimes you just gather with people that you don't know. It's just the love is just there. You can feel it.
Feeling.
It's amazing. So I definitely would say love.
Let's get into it a little bit. So when in your life, when did you realize racism and touching on racism, because obviously that's a big topic going on right now. When did you realize, or how did you realize that racism was like a real issue in our society? And
I would definitely say during grade school, like elementary, middle school, all that good stuff, when you sitting in a classroom and then it's Black History Month, which is only one time out of the whole year, and everybody looks at you. They look at you for the answers. They either look at you because they're embarrassed, because they've realized that they really don't know much, or they're looking at you, and I just feel like it's just kind of like, you're black. You know, I don't know. I don't know. It's fun. Like you just kind of, you get different vibes. It's just different with different kind of people. But I just definitely think that based on the way people grew up, it may bring about a different outlook of how they view Black people.
I think for me, I more so realized racism was a real thing. I want to say more towards high school when I was able to understand a little bit more. And then when Obama became president or running for president, not even he was president yet, but when he was running, I remember there being this like big racial divide.
Yes.
And it was, I don't know, it was just, no, you know, he was the first.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's no way to know how people are going to react to this. And so I remember like being in high school and like hearing the news and what people would say and like, you know, just everything that was going on was like, dang, this is really like a big deal that we're having our first Black president. Yeah. And
you don't realize it's been so long.
It's been, we've had how many presidents, you know what I mean? And now we're just having a Black one. It put things in perspective, and I was like, oh shoot, okay. Now I feel, I'm starting to see more like how the rest of the world views Black people, because that's our first, you know? So I think around high school age, maybe like 14, I started to realize that more. And then especially now being a mom to a Black son who has to grow up in this world, seeing the lens through his eyes has made me realize, like, oh, okay, we really have a problem in America. And we're going to speak in, you know, in America. But yeah, we really have a problem in a situation, and this is going to be something that I'm going to constantly have to teach Aiden about. It's not just a chapter in a history, but this is like his life, especially him being a young boy too. Like even that experience is going to be possibly different from mine. And so I feel that responsibility now to make sure that I have to teach him. I'm sorry, son, but racism exists and it's real. And you know, there's going to be a point in time where you see for yourself. And so yeah, I've definitely had to just take it more seriously now, and I feel that weight now that I have a child. It's like, whew.
But it's so unfortunate though, because it's like, when you're raising a child, or even just if you have younger siblings or whatever the case is, like the last thing on your mind is, I have to teach my child about the ways of the world, of how unfortunate it is, or how, you know, the things that they're gonna have to go through. That's being just Black. Like, they're so unfortunate that that's something that we have to teach our young children.
You don't want to. There's so much other. I want to teach him his numbers, his colors. You know, how to ride a bike, how to write a paper. You know what I mean? But it's like, as Black people, part of the reason why I said we're so strong is because we do have that extra layer to uncover and to learn, and it's our responsibility to make sure that, you know, we understand what that is. So
we've been so shunned out for so many years to believe that we're not good enough for so many things. In reality, that's not the truth. We've been stripped for so many things in life, to the point where just having an education was not even possible at one point. And then now that it is, some people don't really have the same resources at other schools. And it's like, how do you expect them to get ahead when you're not providing them with the correct material to achieve that? You're not giving them a fair chance. We were never given a fair chance to begin with. When we were born, you're not given a fair chance being Black. And it's so unfortunate. And it just weighs so heavy on me all the time. So I'm just like, we're so amazing. We're so great. And I just never understood the concept of being a racist, or being not liking someone because of their skin complexion.
And that's where that's a big struggle for me, because obviously we know it's around, we know it's a real thing, but in my head I just can't. I don't know what it feels like to look at someone and be like, I don't like you because your hair is curly, or I don't like you because your skin is different from mine. Like I wasn't raised that way, so it's like, it blows my mind that people really do have those mindsets. And sometimes it's not even their fault. It's just how they were brought up, and it's like it goes really, really deep, and it's like, like we got to figure it out.
Definitely.
And it's unfortunate, but it's going to take generations and us constantly like fighting that battle for it to go away eventually, hopefully. How do you feel about living in a time where, you know, we're actively coming together and actively protesting? I feel like we grew up hearing about like the 60s movement and stuff, but we weren't really a part of it. I feel like now we're actually in it. So how do you feel about that, and what's your thoughts on that?
I think it's a it's a blessing, but then it's also still unfortunate at the same time. It's like it's a gift and a curse at the same time. I'm fortunate to understand what's going on. Fortunate to be in society to where I should just be born during the time that I was born, to be a part of, to understand what's going on, to be able to have a voice, to have this platform to speak out as well, you know, to help other people, and also just being aware. But I definitely think it's an unfortunate part because we're still fighting for the same things that we've been fighting for back in the 60s.
Yes.
Back in the, you know, however long, this been going back for a while. And it's just like, we're in 2020 still dealing with the same stuff. Even though it may look a little different, the underlining of it is exactly the same. And it's so sad to see. And it just weighs heavy on my heart because, like we said earlier, I just was never taught to not like somebody because of their skin and what they have and what they do. It's just, that's just not what it was for me.
I remember like thinking back in the day, like how did our grandparents live during the civil rights movement and not be scared and
because
like
they were
really get through that time, you know, and
they were doing some amazing things.
It was serious.
To see it now, looking at like how open and kind of, you know, free we are, but just to see how much they didn't have freedom.
They couldn't do a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm so grateful and so much more appreciative of that, and that's our history and that's where we come from. And you know, a lot of those people could still be alive now, and I feel like it's great for them to see like the movement continue.
Definitely. I commend people, especially now during this whole Black Lives Matter movement and just us really becoming a prevalent topic again. I definitely commend the people who are trying to learn, who are going against the ways that they were taught or going against the way their families are, you know, and they're actually wanting to learn more about the culture. They're wanting to already tap in. They've already been tapped into the culture. So it's just kind of like they're really involved and they really want to help and they really want to be a voice for us as well, because they know that it is sometimes a challenge for us to have that voice and to speak out and to be heard. It's not about speaking out. It's being heard is our challenge. And that's the unfortunate part. And I just think we have just so many downfalls against us. Like, even if you just look at the inner cities, like, why is there a liquor store in every corner? But then you go to other privileged areas, there's a nice grocery store or organic sports, you know what I'm saying? Organic anything on every corner. And it's just like, we were never out here to win to begin with. For years. These companies have been around for so many years. Generations. These liquor stores, these fast foods, been on these corners for years. So it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm just so thankful that we're living in a time to where we are able to be free enough to speak out and be heard, and we have social media that's such a big platform to where now things are being seen. It's not like it hasn't been going on, it's just now being seen and recorded and shared. So I'm so thankful that we're living in an era to where social media has been a thing to where we're able to tap in and really see what's been going on in the world, because it's so sad, but at the same time it's needed. You know,
it's so much information to take in, and I feel like during this, it's such a weird time with the quarantine and Black Lives Matter. But I feel like during this movement, I have been trying to take in as much as possible and really educate myself on what needs to happen to keep progressing. And I feel like a lot of times things blow up and situations blow up and then they kind of die down. And it takes another situation to happen for, you know, things to progress. And so I'm glad that right now everyone is like coming together to actively make sure like things get done. And I commend the people who are, you know, voicing their opinion and sharing that knowledge, because it goes deep. And it goes deep, and there's things that I've learned about that I didn't even you know about, and you can't fix something if you don't know about it. Everyone has a part in it in some way, even if you're not like the person rallying people together. Like, you have a part in this, and so it's up to us to figure out our role and make sure we're doing our part,
using your voice in whatever capacity and platform that is. Like, I know for me, I'm a poet, so I try to find different inspiration through different things that's been happening. So, you know, me releasing my poetry, it's definitely been a way for me to release the burden and like the heaviness that's been weighing down, you know, these past months with all this stuff that's like been happening. And, you know, just really bringing a different perspective to what's going on, but seeing it from, you know, spoken in a different way. Poetically is different versus like yelling.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
avenues.
Yeah, different avenues of how you can create and how you can give back and how you can really open up your mind. You know,
there's a lot of new music out right now that people are inspired by the movement.
Absolutely.
And I've been tapping into like certain songs and stuff. I think that's a great way that people are sharing their thoughts and their creativity. Again, we are creative people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think you just have to find your avenue. I know for me, being a mother during this time, that's how I keep going, and that's my motivation for this. But I know for everyone it's going to be different, and we have to tap in and just keep going. As we, move forward and progress through the times, what are some things in our community that you think should improve, or, we should work on, or individually to keep it going, because it's such a powerful time right now. I would hate for this to just like die down and not get better in our in our lifetime.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I would say for sure we need to support each other more. I do think that Black people as a community, we have a way of not really supporting each other when it comes to really important things. Some people only like to support when it comes to like the highlights, or when they see people like doing something really big. And I think the small things matter as well.
Yeah.
The smaller companies matter. I don't think that it should just be the person who's on TV now and all of a sudden you want to support them because you see they're doing good. No, I just think, we need to support. We really need to, the same energy that we give to the people that we don't know, these celebrities, we need to give that same energy to people that we do know. And if it doesn't resonate with you with whatever they're doing, then find someone else that you can support. Let's not hate on each other. Let's support. Let's give love. Let's really show one another the support to progress, so that we're not ourselves oppressing our own selves.
Yes.
I think that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
What about you? How do you feel?
I agree with you there. I feel like there's already so much weight on our shoulders just for being Black that we don't need to add any extra weight to each other and to our peers, because we all understand what that feels like and what that struggle is. And so I think, we need to find ways to uplift each other, to educate each other. If you see somebody, doing something different or on a new wave of something, like, be supportive, be encouraging. It's a lot of firsts for us still.
Yeah, definitely.
Our people, we've been oppressed for so long that someone has to think out the box.
Somebody at this point.
Get to that next level so that the rest of us can come up and see that and know that it's possible.
There's enough room for everybody
at
the table.
In 2020.
In 2020, y'all.
What would you suggest for today's
My
episode?
tip of the day kind of just resonates with this whole entire episode is, just believing, persevering, fighting, let go of fear. That's more so just what it is, letting go of fear and really just going after every single thing and just really understanding that whatever you want is possible. And that's just what it is. We have to continue to speak out, fight for what we believe in. That's the biggest thing. Always fight for what you believe in.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. Always fight for what you believe in and letting go of fear.
I like that, letting go of fear. I think for me, this is more of an assignment, not a tip. But I think everyone should find a Black-owned business.
Yes.
And something that you really like. Yes. Like, find a product or a brand or whatever that you really like and that really resonates with you. And support that company.
That's good. Yeah.
And order, their facial products or whatever it is. Find something that you really, really like. That way we can really speak that into existence and speak from our personal, account of that product. Like, hey, I use, word of mouth. Hey, I'm using this face cream from whatever brand. Like, you should try it and be able to pass on knowledge about certain brands that are Black owned. And I think that's good. That's been my goal since it started.
No, that's amazing.
Really look into that and find more businesses that I can support for our people.
Absolutely.
Obviously, this topic goes so much deeper.
Yes, absolutely.
And we can talk about this for days and years, but we just wanted to give a little snippet of our ideas and what we've been thinking.
This is a heavy conversation to have, but we definitely want to hear your guys' opinions, to hear your guys' perspectives, your experiences. Please share them below, up in the comments. We want to hear. We thank you guys for always supporting, for continue to support.
Support.
Like, subscribe, comment below. We thank you guys for tuning in and supporting us.
This is No Judgment. Bye.